The man had just gotten home, but to his shock he found his ex-wife dead on his bed. He froze, not knowing what to do. Earlier that morning, Brian had gotten a text from his ex-wife Lena saying it was urgent. When he got home he saw her car already parked in the driveway, but the moment he walked into the room, there was a bloody knife lying on the floor. Brian stepped into the bedroom. Lena was lying lifeless on his bed. Right then 2 cops showed up. Brian looked at his dead ex-wife and raised his hands. He knew this was a murder and a setup, and there was no way he could let the cops take him in. When backup arrived, Brian jumped out the window, with 2 cops chasing right behind him. They finally chased him into a garage. Brian dropped his gun, crawled under a truck, opened a trapdoor and slipped inside. When the 2 cops opened the garage door, Brian was gone. After escaping he used a payphone to call his daughter, told her about the terrible news, and promised her he would find out the truth. Officer Nick came to where Brian had vanished. They moved the truck and found the trapdoor right underneath it. He knew Brian was no ordinary guy. Meanwhile Brian called his old friend Sam, and headed to their secret hideout. Inside were hidden gun parts that could be assembled into a pistol, and a special agent laptop. Brian first tracked down his wife's sports car, downloaded the usage records from the car. Right then the 2 cops were doing the same thing, but by the time they arrived Brian had already grabbed the data and left. Back at the hideout Brian found a very suspicious location. After 10 p.m. his wife had gone to a remote gas station. Brian then went to that gas station, pretending to be a cop. He asked the front desk clerk if she had seen the woman in the photo. The waitress said she could not remember. Just then Brian noticed a security camera above, so he found another employee. The man took Brian to the surveillance room. Brian carefully reviewed the footage. At that moment the 2 cops arrived. They also went to the counter first to ask the waitress, and learned that Brian had gotten there before them. The 2 cops rushed straight to the surveillance room. Inside Brian spotted Lena being abducted by a black car. He kept zooming in on a tattoo on the kidnapper's hand. Right at the crucial moment, the cops cocked their guns and aimed at him. No matter how loudly they shouted, Brian refused to stop. Only after spotting the clue in the footage did he raise his hands and pretend to surrender.